Only on Boston 25 News, rodents are ravaging car wires in Boston, costing neighbors thousands. We first told you about recent complaints last week. Boston 25 News reporter Drew Caritas live in the South End, where Drew, some neighbors say their cars have become targets for rats.
Carrie, two of the neighbors I spoke with here in the South End say rats burrowed under the hoods of their cars not once but 3 times, helping themselves to a meal of wires. We've learned that some auto manufacturers have started using sustainable soy wiring in their vehicles, which seems to be food for the rats.
Basically, they're just eating my car.
The gnawed wires underneath the hood of her Lexus SUV pointed to an immediate explanation from her mechanic.
I got a nest under here.
This South End homeowner, who wants to remain anonymous, says rats have ravaged her car, parked in an alleyway off of Mass Ave 3 times since December, costing her $2,000 out of pocket.
I can't believe we're about to have this conversation again.
But they didn't touch my husband's car. They just went after mine.
She believes the soy wiring in her car is a magnet for the relentless rodents. The same conclusion reached by South End neighbor Edward Schlofsky.
The rats are using the car more than I did.
Schlofsky got rid of his BMW last year after he says rodents targeted his car 3 times. More than $12,000 in damages covered by insurance with a $500 deductible each time.
Once they get into an area, they leave a pheromone smell to leave for other rats to come back. Some of these rats are the size of cats. They look like they're like 8-9 pounds.
Neighbors believe rats are also crawling into cars for a cozy place to hang, bringing trash and debris with them.
Some of them are even bigger than my dog. I have a 10-pound miniature dachshund, and he is even scared of the rats.
John Ash learned rodents had taken shelter in his Mercedes when he took his car for an oil change 2 weeks ago, costing him $800 out of pocket.
They weren't able to open up the hood of my car, and they said it's because rats probably ate the wiring.
Boston cataloged nearly 4,000 rodent-related complaints last year alone, and the city will be holding a hearing Tuesday to talk about creating an Office of Pest Control after a proposal from City Council President Ed Flynn, which follows a model from New York City.
It's a common occurrence throughout Boston's neighborhoods. Rats and mice getting into cars. The people that are working on this issue are doing the best they can with limited resources.
And I spoke with 10 different neighbors here in the South End over the course of gathering this report who say this has recently happened to them, including one woman who says the damages to her vehicle surpass $6,000. Some neighbors tell me that spraying peppermint oil on the engine seems to keep the rats away. Others say that did not work for them, and they suggest regularly checking underneath the hood of your car and avoid parking near dumpsters. Live in Boston South End, Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Whatever works, Drew Caritas.